am Ken, and this is Canadian Retro Things. Welcome to this, the second part of my TI99 4A Extravaganza. Now, if you haven't seen the first part, I'll put a link, where is that? That's up here, about here, and one down there. Click on one of those links to watch it if you have not yet. Now, in that video, I took the second TI99 4A that I picked up and traded out the keyboard for another keyboard that I picked up. It's a gray keyboard, doesn't exactly match, but I don't mind how it looks. And now that computer is completely working. And I've also picked up a third TI99, and now I have unboxed it in that video. If you've seen that video, you know that I unboxed it. And so what am I going to do today? Well, I'm going to take this apart. I'm going to test out the components on it, the voltages and stuff, and then I am going to plug it in and try it out and see if it works. All right, well, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing we're going to have to do to this computer before we can test it out is disassemble it. Whew, well, that is finally apart. Actually, it was really easy to take apart. I'm getting pretty good at taking these apart. I've done a few now. But the main three parts of the computer are here. So the power circuit, the main computer, and the keyboard. The main computer is looking pretty good. On visual inspection, there's no bulged caps, no signs of any kind of leakage or anything. So visually, it looks just fine. So the first thing we are going to do is test out the power circuit by hooking some power up to it and testing the output voltages just to make sure that we're getting the right numbers. So, funny story, I was going to test the power circuit with my known working power brick. And as usual, before I plugged anything into it, I checked the old power brick with my multimeter, and it was giving me some wild readings. So after about a half hour of troubleshooting, I finally figured out, time to change the battery in this thing. So rather than using my known working power brick, I'm going to use that giant wall plug that was released with that I got with this computer. So give it some power. Now between pins 1 and 2, 2 being ground, there should be, it's I believe 7.5 volts is the proper, that's AC by the way. Or, oh, that's the 18 volt. So it should be 18 volts between pins 1 and 2. And it's 18.9 with no load on it, so that's not too bad. And between pins 2 and 4, it should be 7.5. And, 8.3, a little bit high, but not terribly bad. With no load on it, I think that's acceptable. All right, now that we know that the power brick works, we can give the power board power. No explosions, so that's a good thing. Now you'll notice that this power board is a little bit different than the one that I worked on with my first TI99 4A. The first one just had pins sticking out. This one's actually got a connector on it. So this should be the ground, which would make this plus 5 volts. 5.3, which would make the one on the other side 12 volts, 11.93, and the one on the end should be negative 5 volts. Negative 5.1. All right, well, everything is looking good on this power board, so now we can hook it up to the computer and try it out. And also give everything a little bit of electrical cleaning spray in the cartridge port and everything else to make sure that the connections are all good. Okay, we have everything hooked up. Now it is time to give it power and see what happens. It's got life. Spacebar works. One works. Oh, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Zero's a little jumpy. Okay, lots of the keys are not working. Including the enter key. Okay, well, some of it is working. But, unfortunately, this keyboard does not appear to be working properly. Okay, well, I'm going to have to take a look at it. And before we get looking at this keyboard, I figured, well, I've got it hooked up, so let's plug a cartridge into it and see if the cartridge works. Oh, it's reading a cartridge. Absolutely works. Alright, so this keyboard is completely different than the other keyboards that I have for my TI99s. This is a stack pull switch grid. Now, as you can see, the entire keyboard is one big solid piece that's sitting on a circuit board and just soldered onto it. And each key is a little switch that makes connection when pushed down. So, I mean, what I'm hoping is that it's just dirty on the inside there and not making good contact. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull each of these keys off and spray some contact cleaner inside. And then just try and work it and see if that helps. So I will do all that and then hook the keyboard back up and test it again. So I have applied liberal amounts of contact cleaner into here. So let's see if it helped. No, it did not. Okay. Well, another thing I'm going to try. So take this pick here. Now I know the one key works, so if I jump that, how about we try it over here? See, if I'm jumping the circuit, it's not even working, so it's definitely got to be something other than the something more than just needing a cleaning anyway. Okay, so long story short, I played around with that keyboard for a couple hours and I cannot figure out why those keys are not working. And I thought, well, the guy I bought that gray keyboard off of before, he had a few of them for sale. So I called him up and it turns out that he sold the last one last week. But the person that said that they were going to buy it has never sent him any money or shown up to pick it up. So he said, if I come over, I can have it. So I went over, some money changed hands, and I have another gray keyboard. So let's see if it works. Okay. Okay, and the keys are working. Yes. It all works. So let's put this back together. We can plug a joystick in and see that, yeah, the joystick port works. All right, I've got it all back together. Got another cartridge in there. Got my joystick adapter hooked up. So let's play. All right, it seems to be working fine. Well, there we go. Number 3 is now working too, so I have 3 working TI99 4A computers. Interesting enough, they all worked fine except for each one. There was something wrong with the keyboard. Seems to be a reoccurring theme with these. Well, I guess I was lucky to be able to get the 2 replacement keyboards, but I do still want to fix those other keyboards, so if anybody out there knows anything about what might be wrong, especially that one that the keys are just not working, put it down in the comments. I'd love to hear about it. I did also find out something interesting for this third computer. There is a name and phone number carved into the bottom of it, I'm assuming from the original owners. And so I looked it up online, and that name and phone number still exist down in Tacoma, Washington. The name has something to do with hockey. So if you have a name that has something to do with hockey and you used to own a TI99 4A computer and are from Tacoma, Washington, this might be your computer. From what I saw online, the person that still has the phone number that's on the back of there is 91 years old, so I'm assuming it would be one of their children or something. But I'd love to hear from you if you happen to see this video. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed seeing me playing with these TI99 4A computers. And if you did, you know what you can do with the liking, the subscribing, and or the commenting below, because anything and everything you do is always greatly appreciated. But now I gotta go figure out what I am going to do with all of these computers and where I'm going to put them. All right, see you next time.